US troops in Afghanistan. Today we are going to discuss about how US troops are leaving from Afghanistan, and the US and Taliban have signed an agreement for bringing peace to Afghanistan after more than 18 years of conflict. So, US and NATO allies have agreed to withdraw all troops within 14 months if the militant uphold the deal. So,
Democrats, I will.
May 1, 2011. December 28, 2014. Basically, it begins when US launched airstrikes on 1 month following the September 2001 attacks, and after the Taliban had refused to hand over the men behind them, that is Osama bin Laden. So US was joined by international coalition and the Taliban were quickly removed from power. However, they turned into insurgents to continue deadly attack, destabilizing subsequent Afghan government. So the Taliban has, however, continued to gain momentum, and 2018 they found active across 70% of Afghanistan. So nearly 3,500 members of international coalition forces have died in Afghanistan since 2001 invasion. So the figure for Afghan civilian, militant and government forces are more too difficult to quantify. In Feb 2019 report, the UN said that the more than 3,200 civilian and 58,000 security personnel and 42,000 opposition combatants have been killed. So why has the war lasted so long? So there are many reasons for this, but they included a combination of Taliban resistance, the limitation of Afghan forces, governors, and there's a government reasons and the other countries' reluctance to keep the troops for long in Afghanistan. So at time over the past 18 years, the Taliban have been on the back foot. In late 2009, US President Barack Obama announced a troop surge that saw the number of American soldiers in Afghanistan top 1 lakh. So war in Afghanistan. Today we are going to discuss about Afghanistan situation after withdrawal of US troops and with special focus on role of Pakistan. So in this picture you can easily see Taliban walk as they celebrate a ceasefire as a district of Nangarhar province in Afghanistan on June 16, 2018. In second image, you can easily see an Afghan Taliban militant carries a rocket propelled as he look on with residents as they celebrate a ceasefire on the second day of Eid on outskirts of Jalabad, Afghanistan, June 16, 2018. And the next image you can easily see smoke rises in the sky after a suicide car bomb attack in Kunduz province in Afghanistan on Feb 10, 2015. Security personnel keep watch at the site of truck bomb or blast in Kabul, Afghanistan on 6 August 2015. So, Afghan police man destroy poppy field in Badakhshan province of one of the Afghanistan top opium producer. So it's all about Afghanistan. Basically today's topic is designed to put a special reference and to put a light on the issue of Afghanistan and US government. After more than a year of direct negotiation of US government and the Taliban signed a peace agreement on Feb 29, 2020 that set a timeline for withdrawal of US foreign forces from Afghanistan, and under the agreement the United States will draw down US forces to approximately 8,500 troops within 135 days and complete a full withdrawal within 14 months. So, in return, the Taliban pledged to prevent territory under their control from being used by terrorist group and entered into negotiation with Afghan government in March 2020. So the agreement was signed following 7 days. That's a reduction in violence, a period which required the Taliban to adhere to a significant and nationwide reduction in violence, and also required the US and Afghan forces refrain from targeting Taliban controlled areas of the country. So it's all about US troops, and despite this new agreement there is still no official ceasefire in place, and throughout 2019 to 2020 violence continued across Afghanistan as the United States increased airstrike and targeting the Taliban, while the Taliban continued to carry out the um, attacks on Afghan government targets and make territorial gains and target Afghan national defense and security forces. So the Taliban have also carried out a high profile attacks and across the country, including Kabul, after the reduction in the violence period ended in the Taliban quickly resume attack on Afghan security forces and civilians. So it's the image of violence. There's a bomb blast in Kabul. So this is a overall situation. So whenever we talk about the prospects and challenges in terms of negotiation, so prospect for negotiation between the Afghan government and the Taliban remain uncertain. The onset of negotiation is also subject to delay or disruption due to disagreement, some sort of disagreement on the timing of release of 5,000 Taliban prisoners. The Taliban expect the prisoners to be released before the talk can begin. So the main focus and the main event of Taliban and the main point from Taliban side is basically the prisoners, and they expect that the prisoners to be released before the talks can begin, while the Afghan government plans to release the prisoners after the negotiation. So it's all about the Afghan government itself remain divided and itself struggling in terms of a continuous election, further complicating prospects for talk. So in Feb we see that in Feb 2020 the Independent Election Commission declared President Ashraf Ghani that the winner of September 19 presidential election, and his main rival and the current chief executive officer Abdullah rejected the result, declared himself to the winner, and they held a parallel inauguration ceremonies on March in 2020. So it's inner issues are so many, having so many problems. Afghanistan having so many problems in terms of inner political scenarios. So over the 18 month, the Islamic State in Khorasan has also continued to expand its presence in several eastern Afghan provinces and continued to carry out major attack in Kabul, and is responsible for an increase in suicide attack targeting civilians, etc. So now it's important to put some light on background of that issue. Basically, the background of Taliban and US troop are the after the Taliban government started. Issue started after the Taliban government refused to hand over terrorist leader Osama bin Laden in the work of Al Qaeda in September 11, 2001 attack. The United States invaded Afghanistan. When they refused, then United States invaded Afghanistan, and the Taliban leadership quickly lost the control of country and relocated this to southern Afghanistan and across the border to Pakistan. From there, they have waged an insurgency against the Western-backed government in Kabul. So, international coalition troops and Afghanistan National Security Forces. So, Kabul attack. So we can see in the 18 years of war and in their 5th year of being responsible for securing the country. The ANDSF continue to face significant challenges in holding territory and defending population center, while the Taliban continues to contest the district and carried out suicide attack in major cities for more than 4 years. The war has been at settlement with the, according to official US government, and its estimate as of only 2019, 53.8% of Afghan district under government control influence, and it's basically 39% contested. So under the remaining 12% under the control and influence of Taliban, and the ANDSF continue to suffer heavy casualties, and while actual figures have been now classified by US military, senior Afghan official estimate that it's estimated, not a proper figure, but it estimated figure for several months in 2018, as many 30 to 40 ANDSF personnel were killed every day. It's a big figure, like 30 to 40 US personnel killed. So 2018 also saw a record higher number of 10,993 civilian casualties, with the UN documenting 3,804 and 804 deaths and 7,189 injuries, while 2009 saw a slight decline with 3,403 civilian killed and 6,989 injured, and civilian casualties also increases and 10,000 for the 6 years in a row, and brought the UN documented civilian casualties since 2010 to more than 1 lakh. So it's a big amount. In addition to a stronghold in the strategically important southern province of Helmand, the Taliban control and the contest territory in the nearly every province, and continue to threaten multiple provisional capitals. Taliban briefly seized the capital of Farah province in May 18, and August 18 captured the capital of Ghazni province, holding the city of nearly a week before US and Afghan troops. So it's basically more than 200 airstrike targeting the Taliban drug production and transportation network and campaigns what ended in late 2000. This is an image of that event and that incident. So there is uncertainty surrounding the future of international donor assistance has strained the Afghan economy, and while the United States and its allies and have pledged to provide support to Kabul, the transition to peacetime. So whenever we talk about peacetime, the economy risks further destabilizing Afghan society due to that event. So graph is going down and down. So Afghan society, by inflating the budget deficit and increasing unemployment rates. But there are few concerns. And we can easily see these concerns. As we can see, the United States has a vital interest in preserving the many political, economic and security gains and that have been achieved in Afghanistan since 2001. Resurgence of the Taliban insurgency could once again turn to the Afghanistan into terrorist safe haven, or moreover internal instability in Afghanistan could have a larger regional ramifications, as Pakistan, India, Iran, Russia shall compete for influence in Kabul and with the subnational actors. So here are a few images. You can clearly see that how the President Biden has announced that the US military forces and US withdrawal from Afghanistan, and so basically President Biden has announced that the United States will withdraw all remaining military forces from Afghanistan before September 11, 2021, and likely making a definitive and definitive end to the America's longest war just a month before its 2-decade anniversary. So the decision fundamentally changes the dynamic of Afghanistan peace process, and as the Taliban have defined their insurgency by the opposition to perceived occupation by the foreign troops. With those troops leaving, will Taliban negotiation with fellow Afghans or seek an outright military victory? And will US troops withdrawal push Afghan to unify around preserving the current democratic situation, or to seek deal or give the Taliban more power in political settlement to the conflict? It's a question mark. It's a big question mark. Whenever we talk about the diplomatic side, on the diplomatic side, the President Biden's announcement come on the heel of the major efforts to increase movement for Afghan peace process. So it's a diplomatic side which you see on your screen. It's a totally diplomatic side of President Biden's announcement that comes on the heel of major efforts to increase momentum for Afghan peace process, just one day prior to the decision, the United Nations. So Turkey, Qatar, and had announced date for Istanbul conference on Afghanistan peace process, where the high-ranking officials from Afghan government and Taliban were meant to convince on April 24, and after a week of refusing to confirm, the Taliban spokesperson subsequently announced that they will not participate in any foreign conference on Afghanistan's future until all troops are gone, leaving the fate of Istanbul talk as well as the that of the Afghan Republic. So even more uncertain things are happen. So on